Alright, so I am a 50-50 right now. On one hand, I like the new characters. On the other hand, making the first trio in the game might not be the best idea, much even less after so many banners we come from. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Vesti Tactical Upgrade. This is the first trio we have in the game. In my opinion, if you want my opinion, I would be pulling for the supports rather than Vesti. Assuming you can afford to pull for two of them, I would be going for Emma and Ewa because they can be put into any team. Vesti without those two girls is gonna be losing a lot of damage. I think she's still gonna be doing a decent damage as a standalone character without those two. The problem is that as a DPS on fire, if she's competing, let's say, without Ewa and Emma, she's competing with Rapid Red Hood, with Mihara, with the Drake Treasure, and even with Asuka, Fire Asuka, even Babu if you have it invested. And Alice. I always forget about Alice because she's not on my synchro. But she's competing with a lot of characters. So if we have to pick, one or two, I would be going for that. In my opinion, right now, without having to test anything, of course, we'll see when the characters come out. I think the priority is going to be Ewa, Emma, and Vesti. Ewa works as a B2 fantastically. I think it's going to be similar to a situation like Grave, where it's a really good buffer, and I think she's going to be doing good damage too. Emma without Ewa has a couple drawbacks that I don't think are worth it, and then both of them paired together have every single buff your team needs 100% uptime, right? And then of course Vesti at the DPS. That said, let's actually go and check her kit and her ultimate animation. Before we start, hello there, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. 3 videos today. I thought I was making shorter videos rather than just making a really long one going over all the kits. I prefer it this way. That said, let's go a little bit over what's going on with Vesti. Her assets, not bad, okay, not bad. I personally don't care about her. So to me, she is an easy skip if I have to pick again, right? Because I don't care about her. Her burst animation is pretty nice. It's a pretty cool burst animation. I assume what you get on the lobby is this? Again, I don't know, we'll see. Because if what you get on the lobby is this, it's kind of XD. If this is the lobby, it's a lot better, right? And then the intro here is really cool how it looks. Right there, looks really cool, really cool. That said, let's actually check her kit. This is a Rocket Launcher B3 Attacker Fire. A couple things to know to take into consideration. Of course, is a pretty standard ammo capacity and damage. 8 bullets, 22.44, 200 full charge damage, 201 attacking core. Charge time 2 seconds. Slow girl. She has 2 passive and 1 active. And she is just like the other girls. You need to be very careful. If you are not pairing her with N1 and Emma, you're gonna be losing a lot of damage. You'll see where on a second. First of all, skill 1, a passive. Activates when performing full charge attacks. If she is not in missile guide status, she will gain missile guide, which increases charge speed 100% for 3 rounds. You will be able to get this almost 100%. You get 3 rounds, 1 more round, you get it again. It's like a 99% uptime, okay? Activates when landing full charge attacks. When you are on the missile guide status, you're also gonna be increasing your charge damage by 58.5%, stacking up to 1 time, lasting for 3 seconds. So basically you will always be able to get this again while you have your missile guide, which is only going to be having a downtime of 1 bullet, even though her charge time is 2 seconds. Also considering her reload time is 2 seconds, we'll see what the priority for lines is between charge speed and max ammo, right? Because you're going to have to divide it a little bit in there. And then of course, when you reload to max ammo, she will be removing missile guide, regardless of how many rounds you still have. So if you use all of your bullets and you still have 2 missile guides, you are losing those 2 missile guide shots and you have to apply it again, which is again just 1 shot. Then the second passive, activates when landing full charge attacks, affects targets, and she's dealing 266% of final attack. As true damage, this is 100% uptime, which is pretty nice. Now, this is where things get a little bit different, because the skill 2, without Emma and Ewa, that's a skill 2. It's only the extra damage on full charge attack. Now, the second part activates when landing full charge attacks if self is in battle formation status, either LS or AS. She will be gaining 20% attack for 3 seconds. This should be 100% uptime unless you're covering or you are reloading and just have bad luck, but should be almost 100% uptime, having no issues because it's a 2-second full charge time. and then activates when landing full charge attacks if target is on explosive round status. This is what Enwa is giving you on the burst. When Enwa is bursting and she uses her explosive round and she splats the damage, this is what she's applying. So only then she's gonna be gaining projectile explosion damage increased by 20% for 3 seconds, which you should get this 100% uptime on the burst. So during those 10 seconds you will be able to gain this, and if you time it properly you'll be able to extend it for another 3 seconds. This is gonna be like 12-13 seconds total if you decide to manual and actually time this, which I don't think is gonna be worth it. So skill 2 is the problem. Basically monster stage does not work unless you have Enwa and Emma on the team. So this is a little bit of how much damage is she gonna be doing without those two, right? Is a skill 1 going to be enough with the extra true damage to consider her a good contender for fire content versus characters like Mihara, versus characters like Rappi, or you actually need to be pairing her with them in order for her to shine? And then lastly, of course, we have the burst skill, 40 seconds, nothing interesting in there. Explosion radius increased by 100%, true damage increased by 60%, both for 10 seconds, and affecting all enemies, including parts, dealing almost 500 of final attack as burst skill true damage. I think her burst is going to be really good. She's going to be doing great damage. The only question, once again, is how much of the damage is going to be without the other two buffers. Is it still worth bringing her? Is it going to be better to pull for Vesti rather than just getting the supports first, right? So we'll see when they come out. Sadly, this is going to be really expensive as well, even to test, because we actually need to build all 3 of them to be testing well. You cannot build Emma since she's the support, even though still she wants to be built. That's it. That's gonna be it for this one, honestly. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, like the kids, they look strong, they look like usable characters, absolutely more than usable. They look like good units, but it's the first trio in the game. And at what point too much is too much? At what point too many characters like this is like, bro, maybe we need to chill a little bit with the release pace and characters depending on other characters, right? I know what people will say, Sefhi, they are not limited, you can put them on the wishlist later. Bro, it's 3 characters. If you put all 3 of them on the wishlist, good luck getting them. Unless you've been saving blue tickets, it's gonna take you months, if not more than a year. Because there is no guarantee. So we'll see when they actually come out in a couple days, how strong they are, if it's worth going for them or not, and what's going on with this new and the first trio in history. The good thing is that there is a few true damage characters that can take advantage of the other 2 characters, that Enwa and Emma can be used as a standalone duo and they would be fantastic, and then you can include Vesti to make this first trio. Mixed feelings because I like the characters, but at the same time it's like, damn bro, it's not getting any better. And then they just announced Nayuta, which most likely means Nayuta is the pilgrim for 3rd anniversary with the other new character they said. Like, I don't know, too many things going on. We'll see. Shift up, chill a little bit with the banners, alright? That's it. That's gonna be for this one. As usual, love you all bastards. Good luck with your pool dinner rates, and I'll see you in the next one.